Yes, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9 hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep, go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. Hey. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Hey.
Give me a second, let me light up real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition, hosted by Mr. Modelo himself. You already know the name by now. You know what I'm saying? Wild Card Mar. You already know the vibe. Pull up, let's go.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy Wildcard Mar in the building. Hey, I ain't hiding. I ain't gonna hide. I ain't gonna hide because my squad lost. It is what it is. But y'all know where to find me. I.O.W. Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, of course, right here on YouTube. I.O.W. Sports Network, I.O.W. Sports 1 on Twitter. You know what it is. KC Wildcard on the Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as well. Gotta give a shout out to my guy 40. My guy 40 Water dropped a dope intro for the show, for the podcast. Give a shout out to Let's Talk Sports, Sideline Sports, all them folks over there, good folks over there. 613 Fake Production, D-Man K Sports Podcast. Mandow Sports, tap into their content as well. Man, come on, man. Clap cheeks. 1 point game. 1 point game. 1 point game. It's all good. There's only a few people that picked the Lions in the Pick'em League. But it is what it is. Look, let's talk about it. Just drop the link to me. Man, what time y'all going live? I'm there. I'm good. I'm good for it. But hey, as y'all know, football kicked off tonight. Of course, it was my Kansas City Chiefs banner night, showing off the banner from the Super Bowl win and against Detroit Lions. And look, I'm going to start with the Lions. All right. I'm going to start with the Lions before I get to my Chiefs, because I'm not going to rant. I'm just going to, be honest, because I'm an honest person about my squad. All right. But Lions, let's focus on the Lions right now. Let's call it what it is. When you see a team that has been trying to change the culture, and Dan Campbell, I got to give kudos to Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell has change that atmosphere. You can see it in the players. You can see in the play calling and just the way that they go about things. Dan Campbell has something there. All right. They have it. I'll get to that. I will definitely touch on that. Dan Campbell is doing a phenomenal job in Detroit. All right. Let's just call a spade a spade. He is changing it. And it's happening right in front of our eyes. I just want to throw wind to the caution. That's all. This is the only thing I'm going to say. I know it was a good win for the Lions tonight. Good win. All right. And obviously you're gonna play up to the Super Bowl champs. All right. We know this. And that's what you do. Only thing I say is you can't have a letdown because in 10 days, you got to face a good Seattle team. I think Seattle's a good damn football team. I think they're going to, they're going to cause some problems for some teams. And they're going to cause some problems for San Francisco 49ers, in my opinion. I think the Seahawks could win that division. I don't think they will, but they could win that NFC West division. So don't get too high strung on beating the Chiefs, and you still got 16 more games. Use this as a building block, obviously, something positive to keep building on and get better. But don't rest on this victory. Just don't rest. And obviously I have faith and trust into Dan Campbell that he's going to get this squad ready for the other 16 more games down the line. All right. So here's where I give the Lions kudos and credit for. They took advantage of Chris Jones missing. Call it what you want. They took advantage of it. All right. They took advantage of it. They literally ran the ball down the middle when they knew Chris Jones wasn't there. They ran it down and they took care of business, especially in the second half. It was quite apparent that they missed Chris Jones and they took advantage of it. Jahmyr Gibbs, whoa, that kid's going to be good. We talked about it earlier on the day show. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be something fantastic. He's going to be something that's going to be explosive, electric, and I can't wait to see what that young guy does. He's going to be something fantastic. Aiden Hutchinson, whoa. We saw it last year. Possibly could have won Defensive Rookie of the Year if the votes could have went his way. But regardless, he's going to have a breakout season this year. Aiden Hutchinson, look, I know the stat sheet says no sacks on Pat Mahomes, but let's not get it twisted. Aiden Hutchinson was a problem tonight. He was a problem tonight. Pressure out the ass. What's going on, big homie? He was a problem tonight. Aiden Hutchinson was on Patrick Mahomes' ass tonight. Like, why
if they would have had pressure up the middle, Mahomes escaped up the middle all night long. All night long. If they could have had pressure up the middle, keeping Mahomes in the pocket, Hutchinson, even with Michael Jackson moonwalking before the snap at right tackle the whole fucking night. Bro, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, Jawan Taylor was definitely and here's the thing. And this is not a diss on Jawan Taylor. I saw that last year when he's with the Jaguars. Yeah, he was off the he was getting off. Well,
Collinsworth said that.
He was getting off early against Joey Bosa in that playoff game against the Chargers, but he also did it against the Chiefs when they played him in a division game too. Yeah. So that was one thing I was worried about when we signed him, and I'm like, damn, you just gave that man $20 million a year, and you're definitely going to get a boatload of false starts from him.
They got to get a letter from the league, right? Like, hey, we saw it. The whole country saw it. We're going to call it more going forward. I don't know how they waited to 2:06 left to call it for the first time. It was aggravating to watch as a fan.
I was shocked. But not only that, but sticking with the Lions, man, what a damn ballsy fucking call for Dan Campbell to go for that fake punt on his own 18 after your offense just went 3 and out twice. And he's like, nah, I can't give them a momentum and he stole a drive and went down and scored a touchdown. What a fucking ballsy calls. And that goes,
going for it at the end too. He went for it right around midfield. They went for it on a pass play. You were running the ball down there. Like, I felt like Dan Campbell was trying to give the game away at that point. And I'm like, there we go. That's the game.
Well, look, I'm not mad that he went for it on that fourth. I probably would have got
a better play call.
Oh yeah.
Definitely a better play call. You were running it like you said. You had Gibbs, you had Montgomery. They were pounding you right down the gut. They were being aggressive. They were pulling Laporta over on some powers right through the guard tackle gap. Why would you go with throwing it at that point?
They made the Chiefs miss Chris Jones. They made him. They made the Chiefs miss Chris Jones. I look, and with the Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown, his numbers aren't going to look crazy, but the Josh Reynolds actually played well as their probably leading receiver stats wise. But my goodness, that offensive line is pretty damn good. The offensive line of the Lions is pretty damn good. Aiden Hutchinson is a freak of nature. I don't even know how the hell he's going to get blocked all season. I like their linebackers with Rodriguez and Jack Campbell. Campbell's
going to be a nice player.
Yes.
A lot of people thought they reached at 18 for him, but Campbell's going to be a nice player in the league.
I like him. And then obviously
he's that throwback. I remember we talked about him with draft time. He's that throwback linebacker that you don't see a lot. He's that physical thumper. You know, he's like that. Get in your face, get in your grill, aggravate you, do a little bit extra. You know,
what's that? I think to be fair and not to gas him up, not to gas up Jack Campbell. I get a lot of Bobby Wagner vibes from him. It might be too early for it, but that's what I got. Kind of vibes I got from him.
Smart, hard-nosed linebacker, knows where to be, finishes when he gets there. Right, doesn't miss tackles a lot, takes good angles. Like that. That was a young Bobby Wagner.
Yeah. Branch gets the pick six. Good ball skills on getting that tip pass.
Good call by Mel too. Good call by Mel. That's if you're going to win Defensive Player of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You've got to make a play like that on national television off of Mahomes to get some name recognition, and he did it in Game 1. So I hope the kid's right. They said he was cramping up. Hopefully, there's nothing. Injury or anything like that.
That Jahmyr Gibbs guy is going to be something nice.
Oh, that first spin move, he ran his first carry to the outside. They were on him, and he spun like the guy pulled his hip, and he kind of spun off of it. But the agility and the mobility, that shit was filthy.
And if he didn't
have some highlight films,
if he didn't slip on that carry that he had when he hit the flat, if he didn't slip, I think he's walking in the end zone. That's just me. Yeah. But hey, I'm not gonna cry over spilled milk as a Chiefs fan. The Lions, they didn't back down, they didn't flinch. Hey, you go into a tough place, banner night, and you piss on their parade. I mean, that's just call it what it is. That's all you can say. But now let's flip to the Kansas City side. And like I said, I'm not gonna cry and bitch and moan. It is what it is. The only thing
it's week one. Let's be real. Week one in the NFL is not what week one in the NFL used to be when there was 4 preseason games and the starters in week 3 played 2.5 quarters. This is now the dress rehearsal week 1. Everyone's so scared to get their main guys hurt in the preseason. They don't play. There's no chemistry. How many times have we seen the Patriot team or you guys lose a game early, then win 9 in a row? I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm not going to overreact. So I'm looking at this. Yeah. Obviously, with the Chris Jones missing, it was glaring on him missing. Now, Travis Kelce being missing, I'm not saying obviously, the Chiefs offense is going to be fantastic without Travis Kelce. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is the absence of Chris Jones was more felt than Travis Kelce.
You think so?
Dog.
You think so?
Take that pick 6 away. That football hit Tony right in the damn hands. It hit him right in the hands.
I think missing Kelce was more than missing Jones. Your defense only gave up 14 points. The Lions had a pick 6. You only gave up 14 points. You give up 14 points as a defense in the NFL? You should win by 10.
No, hey, what I'm saying
I think
is
missing Kelsey, you some of your drives stalled. He had to force it to some guys who weren't ready for that big role. Go ahead.
Just hear me out on this. The reason why I say it was more felt from missing Chris Jones is because I give the defense credit. They were able to hold a high-powered offense, a top 5 offense from last year, and they held them. They held their own. And technically, to your point, 14 points. This is where I think you missed Chris Jones. Is when it mattered, Detroit could run the ball at ease and run it straight up the middle, had no issues. And so that's why I think you miss him. The reason why I say it was more felt than Travis Kelce being missed, which I understand your point, because you saw there was times when Mahomes had all day to throw and he's looking for somebody to get open. And usually in those moments, Kelce's right there and he's getting open. So to your point, yes.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I'm looking at Sky Moore dropped a couple of passes. I'm absolutely fuming at Kadarius Toney, especially on the tip pass that led to an interception. So that's 7 points that you gave up off of you not catching the ball, and that late drop on that drive while they were driving late in the game. That was crucial. Like it's hitting you right. I think he had 3-4 drops in this game. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
But let's be real though. If you have Kelsey, I, and everyone who watches football knows those guys aren't getting those opportunities on third down. We know where the Kansas City Chiefs go on 3rd and 6. And Kelsey will find the hole, and these two communicate. These two are so in sync, Mahomes and Kelsey.
Yeah,
the 13 cents in Buffalo. They just look at each other and they know what's going on, right?
Yeah, and I got you. But the offense had no problem moving the ball tonight. They just had bad mistakes that self-sabotaged themselves at the wrong time, and it was drive killers. I'm gonna get to some of these comments from Mel, because I definitely want to talk him. He says questions for a KC fan. Number one was no Eric Bieniemy a factor tonight. You damn sure it was. That play calling was atrocious tonight. I don't know what the hell was going on. I know they say Andy Reid is the play calling, but I didn't told this on the Wild Card Chief podcast. That tight end coming up to snap the ball real quick instead of having Mahomes sneak it. They did that shit like 2 times tonight, and it didn't work. It was telegraphed. Get that play out of the playbook and burn it. I said that in preseason. Stop doing that shit. If you don't want to use Patrick Mahomes in a short yardage QB sneak, fine. But don't stop putting, your tight end and Blake Bell and do a quick snap shit and try to think it's going to confuse somebody. It didn't. It didn't work in preseason. It didn't work last year. Don't bring this shit into this year and thinking it's going to change anything. It was trash. So yes,
you think you're running that shit if you have Kelsey? Do you think you're running that with Kelsey, or you think that they maybe had to go a little deeper into the playbook? They like to you lost them on short notice, right? Normally, if there's an injury for week 1, the guy's been out for a little bit. You've had time to prep. You think you had to go a little deeper into the playbook and try to get cute because you're missing him?
Well, I don't. Well, that's the thing. They didn't have to get cute. They just had to just play sound football, and they played terrible mistake. They was mistakes everywhere, and
they shot themselves in the foot time and time again.
Yeah, they shot themselves in the foot.
I know the Lions get the win, but the Chiefs beat themselves tonight. Like watching the game, the tip pass, the drops. Mahomes should have had another 100 yards passing. He put 4th and 25 on the money. The play before it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that the Chiefs, there's no reason to overreact. You could still win 13, 14 games.
Yeah. That's
I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are, but you know how people get, oh my God, we lost.
No, trust me. Chiefs kidding Twitter right now is
going nuts right now.
They're freaking out. They're going crazy.
You played the game without 2 All-Pros, and you lost by 1. Like, reacting like this team's in trouble?
And that's why I'm not overreacting. And
you can't.
But I will say this to Mel's question right here. Eric Bieniemy, I didn't want him to go. I was a big Eric Bieniemy fan because he holds his players accountable as Shady McCoy. Why he's still beefing with Eric Bieniemy, because he told your ass, I don't care how many All Pros you got, stop fumbling the damn football. But
doesn't McCoy beef with everybody though?
Another show, another time. But I think Eric Bieniemy was missed. I don't know if hopefully he could have encouraged better play calling. I did not like the play calling. The offense came out slow. There's just the play calling wise, it was slow. They came out sluggish. And like I said, I don't stop with the damn tight end Blake Bell sneak, whatever the hell you call it. Get rid of that. He says number 2 on a scale of 1 to 10. How important is 87 to 15 success?
Huge. Travis Kelce, I said tonight with my buddies, I was watching the game. Travis Kelce, you take quarterbacks out of the equation. Travis Kelce is the most irreplaceable piece in the NFL.
True.
Nobody can do what he does. There's no backup. There's no free agent signing. You can get Travis Kelce might be the most irreplaceable piece in the NFL that doesn't play quarterback.
Yeah, and look, it's to me when I'm looking at this game, like don't call me crazy. I'm saying on a scale of 1 to 10, how important 87 is to 15 success. If I didn't see what I saw tonight, where the Chiefs were able to move the football, and then I would say, obviously it's a 10 out the roof, but based on tonight's game, I would probably say, 6, 5, 6 around that range, because I'm looking at this offense move the football and you're shooting yourselves in the foot. Obviously, I'm not oblivious to how great Travis Kelce is and the chemistry that him and Patrick have, because you're right. There's a couple of times where Patrick literally had almost 4 or 5 seconds to make a decision to throw, and nobody was getting open. Travis Kelce is already open at some point in time. So to that point, yes, he is important. But when you got drop passes left and right, and you literally hit you right in the hands and goes right to Branch's hands, and he takes it back for a touchdown, stuff like that pisses me off, because it's like you're killing yourself. But it's not to take away from the importance of Travis Kelce, because he is. But when you see that they were able to move the football tonight, that's what irks your nerves.
Yeah. You got to get the running game going. I know Pacheco got dinged up a little bit.
Please don't get me started with that. Oh, please don't.
I got to bounce though. I'm gonna head to bed. I was getting ready to go to bed, and I got the notification that you popped on. I was like, let me say what's up real quick. And just remember one thing, man. It's amazing how the world can change in one game. The last time you guys played a game that mattered, you were champions, and now you're the worst team in the NFL with the worst record. So it's amazing what one game can do. I know, I deserve that one. I'll talk to you later, brother.
All right, brother. All right, 3. Why every time KC lose, I see a trend that their running backs aren't used enough, and that's always a Andy Reid problem. All right. If you really think about it, that's just been Andy Reid's MO. I don't understand how you don't, here's the thing. When you don't have Travis Kelce, this is when you must try to find more balance, because you have to. You got to find a way to, get your running backs involved, especially like Jerick McKinnon. The guy had 10 receiving touchdowns last year as a running back. How do you not get him more involved? How do you not use Pacheco, who helped you get to the Super Bowl and win it, as a 7th rounder? How do you not use him enough? Like, that's why I said it, and I'm gonna say it again. You got to be better at the play calling. That was horrendous play calling tonight. I don't care how you slice it up, how you say it, how you frame it. It was bad play calling. It was terrible. And that's when that's when I don't like to see things like that with Andy Reid having such a bad game as a play caller, or Matt Nagy. I don't care who it was. That's what I'm saying. Hey, you should have find a way to keep Eric Bieniemy because of shit like this. That was terrible. Like I said, I don't get it. How do you have 8 carries for Isaiah Pacheco, 23 yards, 2.9 yards a carry. Clyde Edwards-Helaire gets 6 carries, 22 yards, 3.7 yards. You give Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, and Rashee Rice, all wide receivers, a carry apiece. Come on, what are we doing? Your leading rusher is Patrick Mahomes. And that's obviously is scrambling because it's passing plays, but when your quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, who is not a Lamar Jackson, not a Justin Fields, not a Jalen Hurts, and he's your leading rusher, as a Chief fan, I already know we are not in a good situation. That means our offense is almost like it's walking in cement. It's not moving. It's not moving the ball. Number 4, more of a factor in Chris Jones' contract. A, this loss. B, Nick Bosa contract. Or C, I'm not factoring the Joe Burrow contract only because different positions. Obviously, you can't compare anything to the quarterback contract. I will say this. I think the Nick Bosa contract does play a part into whether he gets a contract or not, because Nick Bosa was in the same situation. Nick Bosa literally was going to sit out. He held out too. He just got this deal a couple of days ago. The season starts for San Francisco on Sunday, so Nick Bosa could have easily been in the same situation that Chris Jones was, where you like, I got a defensive player of the year, and Chris Jones finished second behind Bosa, and we still ain't got nothing. So Bosa missed all of preseason and just got his deal done. So that plays into a factor for sure. And I think the loss plays into it gives Chris Jones some leverage. And reason why I say that is because in the first half, I was looking around, I'm like, okay, the defense is actually playing pretty solid. Now take away the pick six. Take away the pick six, because I'm putting that on Kadarius Toney, all right? And you look at the score, and the Chiefs defense pretty much only gave up 14 points to a very high-powered offense. So that doesn't bode well for Chris Jones's contract situation. But on the flip side, look at how the second half was going down and when the game mattered. Second half, Detroit Lions was getting away with anything on a running game. So that's when you miss Chris Jones. That's when you need that pressure up the middle to help and be a run stopper. Hell, even in the passing game, Chris Jones had 15.5 sacks last year. You don't think that pressure up the middle could have helped? Because the DNs for the Chiefs were actually getting home. They were getting pressure. But the problem is it helped create the pocket. And so Jared Goff, all he had to do was step up in the pocket, and he wasn't getting touched. So if you have Chris Jones in that middle and getting that pressure, we're talking about a whole different game. So I'm looking at, if I'm Chris Jones and I'm the Katz brothers, I'm their agents, I'm looking at that game, especially in the second half, and be like, so how long y'all want to play this, Kansas City? No, literally, how long? I get it, you only lost by 1 point. Take away the pick six, but still, you look at all the opportunities that the Lions were able to continue drives. Those drives would have ended last year with Chris Jones. And that's call a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade. Those drives get killed with Chris Jones in the lineup. So I mean, you just gotta take care of that. And yeah, right tackle was lined up illegally, jumped early every play, and was holding all night, and still got. Well, to be fair, it's Hutchinson. Hutchinson is a dog. He's a monster. He is something. He's going to be damn good. He's going to have a great career, barring any injuries. He's going to be. He's a stud. All right. And yes, Jawan Taylor. Like I said earlier, I was so concerned about that. And the reason why I was so concerned about it is because at the end of the day, Jawan Taylor did that against the Chiefs and the Chargers last year on the big stage in the playoffs, where he's like almost like 2 yards off the line of scrimmage, pretty much. And he's jumping before the ball is even hiked. He's already in his back pedal. So that's going to be a problem that needs to get fixed because you don't. I see things like that, fundamental shit like that, and it takes me back to the D4 at offsides in 2018. I know it was offsides and it cost the Chiefs a Super Bowl appearance, but false starts like this is going to make it harder for your offense. It's going to make it hard. Say what you want. He can't keep lining up like that because in 10 more days when they go to Jacksonville, he used to play there. You know what Doug Peterson is going to do? He's going to walk up to that referee before that game starts and says, yeah, that right tackle, I'm going to need you to watch him today. Yeah, I'm going to need you to watch him. Yeah, he's getting an early start. Yeah, he's lined up illegally. I'm going to need you to watch him. So now he's going to get scrutinized a little bit more. He's going to get, the ref's eyes are going to be on him a little bit more because each coach is going to point that out. Because you look at how he did that in a primetime game last year against the Chargers and in another playoff game against the Chiefs, and you see it tonight. So his last 3 games been on primetime big stages, and you've seen the same thing. We can't say it's just a coincidence. No, that's a trend. That's a bad habit. That's a bad habit. When you do your last 3 games, I've seen Jawan Taylor play against the Chargers when he was in Jacksonville and against the Chiefs, both in the playoffs last year. And now he comes to Kansas City and he does the same exact thing. And he's doing it against premier pass rushers. He did it against Frank Clark and Chris Jones last year. He did it against Joey Bosa last year. And he did it tonight against Aiden Hutchinson. He has to figure out a way to stop lining up so off the line of scrimmage and getting an early start. And he's doing it against premier pass rushers, and he's still getting beat. Still getting beat. That's going to be a problem. I like the guy, but damn it, you got to clean it up. Got to clean it up. Oh yeah, they definitely got too cute. Definitely got too cute. You got. When you play sloppy, have mistakes, and you compile it by trying to get too cute with some play calling, this is what happens. We just call a spade a spade. That's what happens. There he is. There he is. I see you, Chris. I see you, Chris. Come on. Hey, yeah, I know you got your coronas. You feeling good. I'm not making excuses. I'm calling the game what it is. See, because you just got in here. But it's okay. I get it. I gave the Lions all the credit. Lions deserved it. They got the credit. I'm just calling what it is. I spent the first 15 minutes about the Lions. I'm just talking about the Chiefs. Lions earned it. All right. That's just what it is. You got to find a way to stop the bleeding, and just call it what it is. Lions wanted it more. I'm still amazed at Dan Campbell with that fake punt call. I'm still amazed by that. That took big fucking balls. Pause. Yeah, I mean, he just say what you want. He coaches that way. But Dan almost gave that game away when he went for it on 4th down, and your running game was working to perfection. You was running it down Kansas City's throat. I don't know why he went for a pass on that call. I didn't like the play call, but regardless, but hey, that's why I'm not overreacting. You obviously see that a team like Detroit, they threw everything. They threw everything in the kitchen sink at the Chiefs, and you still walk away with a 1-point loss if they're the Chiefs. So Chiefs fans, don't freak out. Don't overreact. You just got to call a spade a spade. You played terrible football as a team because you killed yourself with mistakes. And let's not, but you can't take away from Detroit. They took advantage of your mistakes. They played with guts. They fought hard. And, hey, they weren't scared of you. They weren't scared of you. Point blank period. They weren't scared of them. It was evident. You saw it. We all saw it. We all saw it. So, just kudos. Hats off to the Lions. But like I said with the Lions, you get in 10 days, you got a good Seattle team you're going to play. Yes, it's going to be at home, but Seattle is a damn good team. Don't make this victory tonight over the Chiefs be your Super Bowl. You got 16 more games. All right. I'm still rooting for the Lions because I think they're a great story. You know, I love the Honolulu blue, one of my favorite colors. So, hey, kudos goes out to the Lions. Other football news, man. Boy, they love their quarterbacks in the NFL, and they making sure that they show it. Joe Burrow, that man got a bag tonight. He got a bag tonight. On for real. 5 years, $275 million, $220 guaranteed. Shit. Boy, I'm telling y'all, if you got a son and he wants to play football, you better groom him to play quarterback. I'm telling you, because they are not shy out of throwing the money towards the quarterback. And is Joe Burrow deserving of it? Hell yeah. Hey, Joe, cool. He's nice like that. He's nice. Cool, calm, collected. Doesn't get frazzled a lot. Hell of a wide receiver crew. And the reason why I bring that up is because you look at Burrow getting that bag. T. Higgins wants to get paid. You know, Tyler Boyd at some point wants to get some more money. Obviously, you got to think about an extension for Jamar Chase somewhere down the line too. How much money did he leave on the table to keep that wide receiver trio? That's the big question. Well, look, you can't argue about whether he earned it, because I think Joe Burrow to me is right now in the league top 5 quarterback easily. I think if anybody debates that, I think you're crazy as shit. So Joe Burrow is deserving of the money. But here's my thing. How upright can he be? Because we got to be honest. We as sports fans, football fans, you got to be 100% honest when you see the Bengals play. That offensive line cost them an AFC Championship game last year. That offensive line cost them a Super Bowl a couple years ago. Say what you want. That's just my opinion. I know what I saw. When the game was on the line, Jamar Chase had Jalen Ramsey on the ground and streaking down the sideline wide open. And Aaron Donald, I know it's Aaron Donald. Some reason he was 1v1 with a left guard. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, putting a left guard 1v1 with Aaron Donald. Swing move, and next thing you know, he's putting Joe Burrow on the ground, and he can't get the pass off. There's a Super Bowl gone. I'm being serious. Y'all go back at that Super Bowl a couple of years ago and tell me y'all didn't see the same thing I saw, because that's what I saw. And then you go back to last year. Chris Jones comes up with the big sack to kill a drive and get the football back late in the game to Patrick Mahomes. Say what you want. Hey, I'm glad Joe got his money. And he got a chunk of it guaranteed, which is smart by his agent. But I don't think they shored up that offensive line. I don't think they've done enough to say, hey, we're not worried about the offensive line. It'll keep Joe Burrow up, right? Nah, I don't know. Joe Burrow masked a lot of those issues with that offensive line, if you ask me, to be honest. So, hey, Joe Burrow gets paid, but you know who's next up in line? Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is next up in line. So you're seeing these young quarterbacks all getting paid. Jalen Hurts got his, Lamar got his, Herbert got his. I mean, Miami wants to pay Tua. Believe me, I think they do. But hey, come on, ain't no secret what's up with Tua. We know what's up with Tua. Which, by the way, he should. He better hope he be prepared for Sunday, because Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa come in, and that offensive line for the Dolphins is kind of shaky. So, hey man, congratulations getting your bread, Joe. But I don't think this Bengals done enough to shore you and keep you upright with that offensive line. Hey, we'll find out on Sunday, because Myles Garrett ain't no slump. He ain't no slob. He ain't no chump. He knows how to get after the quarterback. He knows how to rack up some sacks now. So we'll see what happens going down in the future for the Bengals. I think you got to find a way to, try to keep that wide receiver trio intact as much as you can. I don't think you will be able to, only because, man, that's a hell of a big bag Joe just got. But here's a game that I'm looking at as we go into week 1 that I was just very so back and forth on trying to make a pick on who's going to win this game, and that's Pittsburgh and San Francisco. I have no idea who the hell I'm gonna pick. I keep going back and forth. Obviously, with San Francisco getting Nick Bosa back, they're happy about that. You should be. You get your Defensive Player of the Year back. But I'm also looking at Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is going to be tougher than a lot of people think. And that's, for me to say that, it matters, man. I was never big on Kenny Pickett, but he had a great second half of the season last year. It kind of carried into preseason. I know it's preseason. You don't want to put too much into it, but you see the connection that him and George Pickens got as that good quarterback wide receiver duo. But how much care are you going to be able to get that against the San Francisco defense that has Nick Bosa back and is a Super Bowl caliber defense? So that matchup right there intrigues me. It really does. So we'll see what happens with that. What other games is going on this week? Chargers, Dolphins. Yeah. Like I just alluded to, can Tua stay upright? I don't think he can, and not in this game. Not when you got Khalil Mack and Bosa coming from both ends, and your offensive line is hella shaky. That's like almost giving your rent money to a dope fiend on consignment and thinking you don't get paid back. you playing with yourself. So I'm looking at that game. Matter of fact, let's kind of go down the whole week 1 matchups. Obviously, minus tonight's game, but no. Texans, Ravens. Come on. Only thing from the Texans side that I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to seeing Will Anderson Jr. Let's see what he can do. He showed some flashes in the preseason that he is a man child. He ain't scared. I know CJ Stroud, the rook, the quarterback. We know what they say about Ohio State and Alabama quarterbacks. I'm just gonna put it at that. Life is different in the NFL, and you getting drafted pretty high as a quarterback because more times than not, you're not going to a good team. And I know Houston is trying to turn things around, and DeMeco Ryans, let's see how long he lasts. I know they gave him a 6-year deal, but you see how Houston been treating the brothers down there at the coaching position. Your ass get one and done. All right. Hey, we just gotta call a spade a spade. That's just what it is. So we'll see how much time he gets down there. But I can't wait to see Will Anderson Jr. Ravens. Hey, I'm going on the record right now. I think my MVP vote for this year is Lamar Jackson. I just think that this should be his year again. Love Zay Flowers as a wide receiver. Let's see what we can get from OBJ. Let's see if Rashad Bateman can stay healthy. You still got Mark Andrews, stud at tight end, been his number one option. Let's see if the health of this running back room can stay healthy. So I'm looking at the Ravens. They should get that dub. Bengals, Browns, again, Joe Burrow versus Deshaun Watson. That's probably another game that I had a little back and forth on thought process on how to shake this one out. I know the Bengals kind of started slow last year when Joe Burrow had the appendectomy. And then he's coming off the calf injury from training camp going into this year. So he did miss some time in training camp. I don't know how much that's going to play into a factor. We really don't know. But Deshaun Watson, man, I really think that Cleveland might be a sleeper team, a fringe wildcard team. Matter of fact, I think in the predictions on the day show, I think Baltimore wins that division, and I can literally see the AFC North putting all three teams in the playoffs. I just think that look at that division from top to bottom. You can make a case that they could possibly win that division, in my opinion. I think underrated offense on the Cleveland side. Myles Garrett on the defensive side. You're hoping as a Browns fan that you get more, more pressure on the quarterback, cause more havoc. So yeah, Buccaneers, Vikings. It's Baker Mayfield, y'all. It's Baker Mayfield. He wakes up feeling dangerous. Okay. All right. The way your ass is hopping from team to team, I don't even know if you even getting some sleep to even wake up feeling dangerous. I mean, you about to start collecting more jerseys right now. You might surpass Ryan Fitzpatrick in about 4 or 5 more years. With you picking up and moving. Hey, honey, get the boxes ready. Like I already know that Baker Mayfield's house in Tampa got a storage room full of boxes. The way his ass been moving from franchise to franchise. Call it what you want. But they're going against the Vikings. Vikings should win this game. Should, as in the word, emphasizing on that. Should. But fact of the matter is, man, that online's shaky as hell. Y'all saw the Netflix documentary. Kirk Cousins was over there getting his hair blown off. Was just getting beat up. This man was getting chiropractor, acupuncture, ice bath for 2 hours. This dude was getting beat up. But Vikings should win it. Titans, Saints. I think that's going to be a real physical football game. But Saints should, I think, quarterback-wise, in my opinion, they got the better quarterback out of the two teams. Panthers, Falcons. All right. Bryce Young, the rook from Alabama. He got talent. Size ain't there, but it's okay. The guy can play some football. He can. He really can. Only problem is, man, theme of the night, bad offensive line in Carolina. Bad. Oh, it's putrid. Dookie. Booty juice. Shit. Trash. So we'll see what happens with that. With the Panthers, I just think they're all defense and they're going to have a struggle on offense. And not just because Bryce Young is a rook. I just think that offensive line is not going to give him enough time. It's just not. You're not back in Tuscaloosa, Alabama with Nick Saban where you got All-Americans surrounding you 5 on the offensive line. However many wide receivers you got are all Americans. Your defense is full of all Americans. So yeah, we'll see what he does. Now with them Falcons though, I'm big on Bijan Robinson. That's just me. I just think that young fella right there is going to be something dynamic. Route running is pristine. Not afraid to get the yak yards. Physical at times when he needs to be. I think he's going to be the reason to help unlock Kyle Pitts. I know. I get it. He's been dealing with some injuries, which is all fine. We can't say he's a bust and be ready to give up on him so quick if you're Falcons fans. But I think with the addition of Bijan Robinson helps open up the playbook a little bit more. We can start getting creative. Line up Bijan Robinson, in the slot or far, at the end. Wherever you want to line him up, by all means. I can't wait to see it. I picked him as my offensive rookie of the year. Hopefully he don't make me sound silly by saying that, because I think he has the potential to do dynamic things and helps to Drake London, helps to Kyle Pitts, help those other wide receivers and offense as a whole. Offense as a whole. Jaguars coach, I'm intrigued to see what's up with Anthony Richardson. I think we all are. Only had 13 wins in college. The inaccuracies, we could talk about it. Also, just the inexperience. And I don't want to put him in that same category as Trey Lance, but you look at where they are similarities between the two is not a lot of starts in college. About I think 13 games apiece. And so you're hoping that you can tap into some potential that might got missed. Who knows? But Coach Jaguars should win that game. Obviously, is year 2 with Trevor Lawrence, with having Doug Peterson as his coach. So, hey, the first year, your rookie season got thrown to a waste because you had silly ass Urban Meyer. All right, so I'm not going to hold that against you, Trevor. Had a good season last year, but always going to throw a but in there, a little caveat. Here's the deal, Trevor. And we start kind of seeing this towards the back end of your Clemson career, where you kind of started getting a little bit careless with the football. And you had some fumbles this year, for sure, as a quarterback. You're doing and you're scrambling. We know you can run. But you can't keep having drive killers, having fumbles. That kills your drive in a heartbeat, guys. And then I just, you got to clean up the mistakes, Trevor. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. It. You got to clean them up as an individual and make sure that you aren't giving looking like good old Saint Trevor. You over here giving fumbles up, throwing into double coverage. And it's crazy because you see a lot of, I don't want to say Jekyll and Hyde with Trevor Lawrence, but you see, 3 things are good and 2 things are bad, if that makes sense. Where it's like, it's not equal where you're giving us the same amount of bad as you are good. But I've seen Trevor Lawrence just be like, yo, bro, what are you doing? So let's see if he can take I'm assuming he's going to play obviously better. Year 2 under Doug Peterson. Hey, coaching matters. 49ers and Steelers, we already kind of talked about that. Cardinals and Commanders. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what Eric Bieniemy does with that offense. But at the same time, I'm gonna be so mad. Because I'm like, oh my God, we could have so used all that great offensive skills to call a play, call plays. We could have had that in Kansas City. I'm gonna miss Eric Bieniemy. For real, I'm gonna miss him. I would have loved to have him there tonight. Probably could have helped with some better suggestions of what the hell was going on tonight. For real. For real. And then they got the Cardinals. Can we just all be honest, man? There's gonna be one sorry ass franchise, man. It's gonna be terrible. Absolutely, just straight. It's gonna be straight dookie. Cardinals. Because I did this somewhere. Let's look at this schedule, all right? And y'all rock with me. Y'all rock with me on the Cardinals schedule. And you tell me where you find a win at. Week 1, go to Washington. Week 2, they get the Giants. Week 3, they get the Cowboys. All right, so you kick it off with 3 NFC East teams, and that's a tough division. Go to San Francisco. You gonna get your ass kicked on that one. Cardinals gonna get their ass kicked on that one. Bengals come into Arizona. Hey, Burrow gonna be happy, gonna be paid. Yeah, Cincinnati gonna do something vicious to you. The Rams, you go to LA, division team. They know you pretty well. You're still not the better roster. Seahawks, no, you're not winning that one. Ravens, not winning that one. Browns, nope. Falcons, how I see it, nope. Texans, okay. You might be able to get that one. Then you go home against the Rams. So that's your second matchup with the Rams. So if the Rams won in LA, okay, I'll be generous. Split. So as far as I see, that's 2 wins. Go to Pittsburgh. You ain't winning that. Get the 49ers at home. You ain't winning that. Go to Chicago. Hey, that's week 16. Who knows where Chicago's at? You know, what if Justin Fields is balling out of control like the people been waiting for him to see? Eagles, you ain't winning that. Finish up with Seahawks. I see 2 wins. Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all take a look at the schedule. Y'all let me know what y'all think. That's 2 wins. It's gonna be. Oh my gosh, that team is going to be so terrible. Raiders, Broncos. Can that end in the tie? I'm not big on. Ooh, we got to talk about this real quick before we get off air. I think it's very telling what Sean Payton is doing. I don't know if he's trying to motivate Russell Wilson with the quotes that he's been dropping. I don't know if he's, trying to reverse psychology, that shit. I don't know. I do know that Sean Payton is smart. I'm not seeing the purpose of all this, but it's out there now. And it's looking like you ain't confident in Russell Wilson. That's just kind of what I'm gathering and making my own conclusions on, when you drop quotes like this out. So we'll see what happens. I prefer as a Chiefs fan, that can end in the time. I don't give a damn. Dolphins, Chargers, hey, I think the Chargers won that game last year when they matched up against each other in LA. So it's in LA again. Eagles, Patriots. Come on now. Patriots ain't got a damn thing at offense. Not a damn thing. And don't nobody try to sit here and tell me Juju Smith-Schuster, who they gave him $11 million. Nah. Juju, all right. He good. He's not a top 10, top 15 wide receiver, in my opinion, but hey, be nice. Who was that? Eagles, Patriots? Yeah, Eagles they're gonna bomb on their ass, yeah. Packers, Bears. I think I'm gonna go with the Packers on this one. Hey, J Love had a chance to sit. It's time for action now. Gotta be about that action, boss. Rams, Seahawks should take care of business. Hey, Cowboys, we them boys who are about to lose to the G-Man. I think Giants might surprise a lot of people. Take that Sunday night game away. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Then of course, Bills Jets. I'm gonna roll with the Jets in this aspect. I think Buffalo is downplaying that Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen situation. I think they're downplaying it. They're trying to make it seem like it's nothing. Oh, it's something. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, we really will. We'll see how it goes, man. Hey, man, football is back. I'm excited. I know you guys are too. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Obviously, it's week 1. You can't overreact and freak the hell out. Because at the end of the day, you can't get too high or too slow coming out the gates. Because it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. That's just how it works in the NFL. It matters. It matters. It definitely matters how you play too. Hey, I'm gonna get up out of here. Shout out to my boy, Jersey boy MJ, man. We still sending positive prayers to you for a speedy recovery. And yeah, man, football's back. And I ain't hiding. Y'all see where I'm at. My team may have lost tonight, but I ain't never hiding, dog. I ain't never scared. Shout out everybody. I.O.W Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, I.O.W Sports 1 on Twitter, Casey Walker on Twitter. I mean, we everywhere. Come tap in with us. All right. Y'all gonna enjoy y'all great weekend of football. And we believe. Come on, Coach Prime. Do it again, baby. And keep racking up them haters. Keep racking up them haters. Go beat up on them Cornhuskers, man. Anyway, peace and love, y'all. I'll see y'all next week.
Silent Hill TV, yes. Hitchhikers. Yeah, smoking so much dope, I'm seeing traces. Visual lasers load across the scene is dangerous, aggressive like behavior. Couple monsters for my neighbors, resisting human nature. Persistently getting greater, bloodshed like the Terminator. Fire up the green, I need it, increase the dopamine. Feel better, so I kill better, doped up for cocaine. Booming like I never had a home, so I'm all alone. Smoking bones down the chromosomes till the filter's gone. Suffocating